So guys, we are back on with a few mods to the Mercedes SL. If you guys have seen this thing, basically saved it, I suppose, from a barn. Always wanted one, I think they're so cool. If you're watching this, you like R129s, good on ya. In the last couple of videos, we got it running properly, we cleaned it up. It took like 3 weeks to clean this thing because it was horrific. Today though, we have a few mods. I will take you inside though, because the first one being probably one of the coolest things that I believe you can do to one of these, steering wheel. And as I come in past all my tools, because of course we have already started today's video, you might have just seen it off shot there. I won this on eBay. I have been looking for one of these since I bought this car. So we're talking, you know, a few, like 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, something like that. And hopefully the Boss that came with it fits this, because it's from an E-Class and SL class, should be similar. And the steering wheel will make this interior. Now, I don't mind the original, you know, steering wheel. It's period correct. It's actually quite nice. But, of course, if you're going to do it, we do it properly. So this is a Victor, I believe it to be mahogany. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but a full wooden steering wheel. Now this, I believe, as I bring it into shot, should absolutely transform this interior, because again, I do actually quite like the original steering wheel. It looks right, it looks period correct, as I always say, but a wooden steering wheel to go with all of the faux shui wood that is in this thing should work out quite now. First thing, again, this is never a how-to, it's just what I'm doing. I like cars, I'll always have a go. So, first thing I've actually done is jumped on YouTube, actually, and looked up a how to take this off properly, because I don't want to damage anything in this car. As I've said a few times in recent videos, I can't believe how much stuff is for one of these. It's actually pretty insane. So, first thing I did, 2 bolts behind here, one there to take the airbag out. Now, actually, tell a lie, first thing I did was disconnected the battery and left the car for like 30 minutes. That's just me being cautious. You take your battery off anyway when you're doing airbag stuff. Always do that. Again, I'm not telling you how to do this, but that's what I would do, and then leave the car for a bit just to get some charge out of it. If it's old, it's new, whatever. So yeah, that's what I did. And then we are able to take the airbag straight off. Little red thing there in the middle. That'll come straight off over to the side. And I've taken out what I believe to be the horn. Spade connectors, both sides there. Pop those off. Next up, I don't think you have to take these off, but I might anyway, just to completely take it all apart so I can get the wiring right for the horn, because I of course want the horn to still work in that steering wheel. And then make sure she's completely straight. Take this middle bolt out, and away we go. Right, center nut is out. I did it off camera. I had to get the breaker bar out. Because this thing had been sat for so long and it's an old car, that was a huge struggle. I was basically hanging off the end of that at one point. So, wheels are straight. Make sure they're always straight. Again, I'm not telling you how to do this, but wheels are straight. All happy. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Sometimes it's really hard to take these off. Banging on each side, you know, up and down, all that sort of stuff is sometimes good. But considering how on there, like welded on that centre bolt was, the steering wheel is actually coming off quite easy. So, try and do it on camera. There we go. Right, I'll take the wiring out, and hopefully everything here matches up to there. That would be nice. After a bit of messing around, a little bit of wiring, a little bit of finessing, this is on the Boss, so that's good. It works with it, and I've got the last bit of wooden trim to put on. Had to extend all these wires behind here for the horn, but just check the horn, connected it all back up via the battery. Again, leave your battery off until you're actually ready to press the horn. So that all works. Negative and positive terminals are all good. The next thing I'm going to get is probably off camera is get a resistor for the airbag light, because that's going to come on in a minute. I've had to chop the actual end of the airbag module bit off, mainly because it didn't fit behind here. Where this, you know, the coil goes round, the wires come out here, wouldn't actually fit behind here with how slim this Boss is. So I had to do that. Absolutely fine with me. I don't mind wiring another resistor and all that into there when the time comes, when one comes through. But very happy with that. We're going to put this last bit of fascia on, make sure it's all buttoned up and happy. But mate, I am well happy with how that looks. Banging. Okay, so we are all in. Horn works. And I must admit, that absolutely just transforms the interior. I know it's a very, very small thing, the steering wheel, but I think it's a focal point in a lot of cars. And for one of these, that bigger steering wheel, it did make, I don't know, it made it look a little bit, I don't know, older because of the size of the airbag, the steering wheel's big. Now, it just looks a lot fresher. It doesn't look a lot newer, don't get me wrong, but it just looks a lot fresher and a lot nicer. And I think it goes well with the other bits of wood that are inside. So yeah, really, really, genuinely, like, so happy with how that come out. You have no idea. Absolutely buzzed to, like, be sat behind that steering wheel in this car when I take it out. So anyway, the next thing though, I've actually already started off camera. It's one thing that I've actually been putting off for a long time because I've never really done this, although I have wrapped a full car. Absolute bloody nightmare. Whoever does that for a living, shout out to you. And whoever does light tinting as well will probably appreciate what I'm doing right now. It is an absolute nightmare. So as you guys may know, this is a facelift car, not a pre-facelift. So it's odd at this point. They did facelift them again. I think at this point, you R129 guys will out there will tell me. But basically, it's got red and amber at the back. I absolutely love amber turn signals, indicators, whatever you want to call it. So that's good there. Down the side, you'll have an amber light there. But on the front, and I'll actually go past it, I've already done one, it will actually have a clear on the front. I don't know why they did that, really, really annoying, but it means that if you want to, I suppose, pre-facelift these cars, honestly, the indicators are like £200. It's ridiculous for a bit of plastic. Old plastic as well. It'll probably be some old, brittle plastic that will break in the post. So, I have gone and, of course, bought some indicator, or at least amber light tint film from a very good company. Very, very good stuff. There's 3 layers. There's a layer of actual film, there's backing and a front. So I've actually been off camera for over an hour doing one. This is my best I can get it. I'm going to leave it to cool off and maybe do another heat cycle after this, but this is literally an hour of me doing one, and I'll explain why in a minute. But I think, personally, if you're going to have a car like this from the 90s, it needs to have amber indicators. And that's exactly what we're doing. So, over here, you'll see, this is the original factory one. And it is clear. They do have an amber reflector, so you can just about still see that. It's a bit of a Blue Peter before and after, I suppose, if that's still a thing. Yeah, I prefer that so much more. Whether they actually stay on and whether I keep them like that, you can still see the sort of amber side with the orange-ish indicator. But this one is actually broken, so I don't mind doing to these and replacing them anyway, because I have to replace this one because it's cracked here for some reason. Looks like a huge stone has gone into it. So yeah, I'm going to have a go at doing that one, and then we'll get a full frontal shot and side shot of both of them in. I just think cars from this era look better with amber indicators. It's just one of those things. Now, for any of you guys, this isn't a plug whatsoever, but this is the company that I brought them from off eBay. Very, very good, actually. Came straight away. Got a discount code there if you want it for the next one. So, yeah, I'm going to use this. Again, I've already used it. I'm quite happy with how that come out. I am going to do another heat cycle because these bits are starting to sort of pop up. That's my fault more than anything. But I'll show you why that's happening. Basically, if you can see on a normal light, it will just be flat, like on a newer car or whatever car. I've done this in the past with not necessarily tinting lights, but doing bits to lights, and there hasn't been as much. Well, you can see right there the amount of divots and rivets and all that sort of stuff in these, and the sort of shape's a little bit funny. They like convex and round anyway. So yeah, quite hard to actually get the tint on these. Basically, going from the center, putting soapy water on it and heating it, just try and do as many heat cycles without damaging the stuff is basically the way to do it. Again, not here to tell you how to do it. I'm just saying this is how I'm doing it. But let's get on with this one. I'm not going to show you literally the nightmare that is trying to, as I nearly dropped that off camera, trying to get this on. It is a nightmare. Just so you know, give yourself at least 4 hours to do this. Anyway, let's crack on. Just pulled the car round the back to leave it for the evening, and this side is done. It's actually settled really nicely. I had a few bits up here that weren't very happy. I had to stretch it. It's really good. You can stretch this really easy, this stuff. I'm quite impressed with it. But now it's fitted up, it looks so much better. Yeah, tell me I'm wrong in the comments. Amber lights on an older car, on a 90s car, it's the absolute one, mate. So really, really happy with them. Don't have to spend £200 for amber lights on the front of this thing. Hopefully they last. Hopefully they stick well. If you guys want to know how well the longevity is on, I suppose, let me know in the comments, and I can let you know. Maybe in a couple of months, when it's done a couple of heat cycles, it's got cold outside, whether they're still good. But tell me that don't look better. Yeah, so happy with that. So guys, there you go for a couple of expensive and very cheap mods on the SL. Thank you so much for watching today's video. We'll see you on the next one.